Hello and welcome back to another video with me, Meoni, for Final Fantasy XIV. This is a news video regarding a recent interview that Naoki Yoshida and the president and CEO of Level 5 had with Dengeki PlayStation. Dengeki PlayStation Magazine issue 659 released today, and this interview information was inside it. This is a translation ran by Reddit user Carrier of Light, who usually does a lot of the translation, so thank you to him, and a Reddit link will be in the description of this video. Please go and support it. So in general, this was a discussion about Final Fantasy XIV and MMOs in general, and the Japanese Live Door blog actually posted this information which Carrier of Light translated. So without further ado, let's look at some of the stuff they talked about. So Yoshida and Hino, the CEO of Level 5, had dinner together, and during this talk they talked about what will be interesting in the game and how they deal with certain situations and what was the reason behind implementing certain things. Yoshida wants readers to interpret this in a positive way, but content like Diadem and Eureka is like an experimental test chamber involving trial and error to see what they need to do to make the content work, and all the things that go wrong are things that they can learn from. The next iteration of Eureka will have new gameplay elements, such as orders to hunt specific monsters, and a different method to improve the basic gameplay and leveling process, which was probably the solo content and level synced content that we talked about previously in another video. If we had these features from the get-go, it would just turn into the usual Final Fantasy XIV, so they continue to look for the perfect borderline between this new content and it not encroaching on the normal game. Regarding the game that Level 5 is developing to celebrate their 20th anniversary, they're saying it's going to be an online game. Hino said he accidentally blurted that out, but he wasn't supposed to. Although nothing is confirmed nor official, he wishes to have various sessions with Yoshida in the future and eventually develop a game in that direction, obviously taking inspiration from someone who has successfully led a flagship Final Fantasy MMO before. Then this is something that they could definitely do in Level 5, and obviously taking note of how it can work and the problems that may occur is a good thing to take on board your new project. They're trying out new things with the Forbidden Land of Eureka, and even outside of Eureka they have other plans for trial and error type of new content that is already under development, which they still cannot talk about at this time. They will be announcing it somewhere in the near future. Those future plans include a powered up version of current content, and also brand new content where players will say, "What? You were hiding something like this the whole time?" Which is a very cryptic thing to say, but if true could actually change the way the game plays. Hino asked Yoshida if he was already working on the next MMO, and Yoshida gave him a flat no, and said that if I was making a brand new MMO alongside our current schedule, I would be crazy, and then laughs. Yoshida also added, if we're aiming to win in this current huge market, there's no point making two MMOs, and we prefer to do everything in one MMO. Hino said that he'd built a new PC, so he sincerely hopes for a Final Fantasy XIV 2. He's looking forward to the next Final Fantasy XIV expansion already, but he also wishes for a fresh playground where everything is brand new. Yoshida responded to that by saying, "I'd need another me for that." So this was a very basic tidbit of information from the Dengeki interview. However, what we can take from this is that whatever this content is for the normal game outside of Eureka should be interesting, especially considering they're saying that we're going to react by going, "We had this the whole time." It remains to be seen what that could be. Hopefully it's something to do with the open world. Bringing people into that open world would be a brilliant idea. I think a lot of things could be learnt from how Eureka plays out, but it remains to be seen. The addition of hunts to Eureka is something that a lot of people have requested, and it's nice to see that they're considering that. Personally, I'd like to see a daily quest hub as well, maybe some crafting dailies or something. I'm not really sure, but anything added to Eureka is obviously going to be a massive plus. They said before they don't want to add anything to Eureka to take away from the normal game, but I think it's a bit too late for that. A lot of people are enjoying Eureka, or at least putting up with Eureka, and if they add more things to it to bring more people into it, I think there'll be less in the open world, so they definitely have to consider adding content to the open world to take people away from Eureka and balance it out. Either way, this was the information from the Dengeki PlayStation interview with Yoshida and Hino from Level 5. Thank you kindly for watching, and I'll see you all next time.